Ondo, ladies and gentlemen. Mother Ondo. Is it worth it? Something you want to get into? Who knows? Let's find out. So, my baby took my mouse. I don't know where it is. Logo's as good as I could make it. But Ondo Finance. It is a popular coin. It's making its ways. BlackRock, blah, blah, blah. Real world assets. A bunch of things about it. You may want to get into it. You may not. But let's find out. Ondo. Go to super tiny mode. Oh, it's delicious. So, I'm going to jump here first. Jump in the gun here. So some people are saying 20x, 300x potential 3 times. You're going to have to get in and do your own research on it. I would think if real world assets kick in, it could do way more than 20x. This bull run, I don't know. It's much, it's kind of like all the other coins. Will it? Where's all the money going to go to? When are real world assets going to really be used, and are people going to invest in them? And we'll take a look at that in a little bit. But if we go to coin market cap, we can see Ondo did shoot up. It's about $1.31. Not too long ago, wasn't that wicked, man? It was in the 84 cents, 70 cent category. So it has shot up. So if you got in at 75 cents, not too shabby, ladies and gentlemen. Not too shabby. Got a long ways to go. If you look at the total supply, versus circulating. And then the other question is how hard are they going to dump on you? So if we cruise over here to analytics, we go to vesting, we can see, you got a 5-year monkey there, another 3 years, another 3 years, another 1 year. But the next unlock, 23 days, 1.6. And then if we cruise over here, we can see, quite some time before we're getting unlocked on. So that's kind of neat. They're not really cranking it on you. And then, of course, we go to the Ondo website. It's a new era financial. So basically what they're trying to do is take assets, whether it be in the world of art, business, you name it, and then tokenize it where anyone can invest in it. So you may have an asset where maybe in the past you needed big boy money to get your foot into the door. Not anymore. So I thought it'd be interesting if we asked Claude, and Claude is an AI, what its opinion of RWAs are. It, wasn't quite sure at first, but then it got into real world assets, refers to tangible physical assets, blah, blah, blah. So we got real estate, land, buildings, homes, natural resources. I did not think of that one. But oil, gas, minerals is a monster. Commodities, ag, livestock, etc. It's basically covering the stock market, which is kind of neat. Then, it goes into machinery, manufacturing, all the way down to artwork and collectibles. And I think that's where it started. It started with NFTs. And then, they realized, hey, we can take this tech and we can do a little bit more with it. Let me try to do this without my mouse. I gotta love them. Alright, so then we go down to real. I can't even talk today. It's 1 a.m. I'm shot. So potential. What's the potential for real world assets? So, basically think of a bank that fractionalizes your money and lends it out to everybody. So now kind of reverse that in a sense and think of you fractionally investing in whatever it is you're investing in. kind of like Bitcoin, for instance. If you don't want to buy a whole Bitcoin, well, I could buy $10 worth, and that's kind of what this is. It's brilliant, when you think you have a chance to get your foot in the door, and things you may not, have been able to get your foot in the door in the first place. But so they go again. They go, real estate, natural resources, art and collectibles. If we cruise down here, infrastructure, then supply chain, physical goods, tokenizing supply chains, it just goes on and on and on. Could provide, actual investment opportunities in emerging markets with underdeveloped financial infrastructure. So the only thing they're getting at is they're trying to say regulation could be interesting, but it looks like it's going that direction. And the neat thing is they're still projecting a 1.4 trillion dollar market by 2030. So that's the other thing to think about. Is this a project that we want to hold on to, get that 10x, 20x, and just jet, or do we want to maybe hold a couple bags, see what happens in 2030? Because by the time big money flows in, it'll be interesting to see how or which project really gets this revenue. And then I decided to ask old Claude about Ondo, and it came up with, obviously, on Ethereum, providing tokenized assets, services, RWAs, and it continues to go down, the RWA thing. It's basically you're taking that asset, putting it on the blockchain. And this is interesting, staking as well, lending and borrowing, asset managers. So kind of just taking that investment, portfolio and opening that up to, a bunch of new options. So it's a neat idea. I got into Ondo mostly because I was just looking at, following successful corporations and what they might, the angle they're going. So, and the fact that it didn't really do too much, Y over Y, I think. Let's go. See if I can navigate this. But if we go to all, so it's 7x. And I think, is it a 2024? Yeah. So, man, January, look out, 21 cents. I didn't really pay much attention to this. And I want to say I was probably somewhere in this area. I think I was in the 70-cent area. And I thought, you know what? It didn't sound too bad, maybe like close to a 4x. And I thought, something like this could be one of those financial coins that really over time, I wouldn't be surprised if this thing grew into like, $100 coin or higher. I don't see that happening this bull cycle at all. But if the card's in line, BlackRock is a big animal. They are a monster in finance. And when money hits the spot, you never know, man. You just don't know. Is it worth it at $1.30? I mean, it has been pumping. You can see, it just kind of took off. Broke. Definitely broke that dollar horizon, right? So I guess it depends on where you bought in at and where you want to sell. New money's hitting it. It's getting a lot of play on YouTube. And, continue. I'd like to see it pull back. But, it depends on what you're holding it for. So maybe you're in it for the long haul. Maybe you're like $1.30 is nothing, man. I would be interesting. We'd have to look at different charts, but on the daily, what's the daily low? $1.17 high, and then the mid $1.20. I could see it pulling back some, but invest. I'm not here to tell you how to invest. I'm just here to bring you certain opportunities you may be interested in. But I wouldn't shy away from this one. I think it does have real world applications, and we'll have to see what happens. But Ondo looks interesting. I bought some. I think my entry wasn't that great. I wasn't a 20 cent entry. I think I was in the 70 cent area. Um, and then I'll get some more. I have no problem. Dollar and change. I still think that's okay. I could see this pulling back though. Maybe at least to the 125 area. But buy it wherever you want to buy it. And its possibilities are, truly crazy. So if we start seeing, investments in just across the board, if you look at it, you have real estate, you have oil, you have, all your commodities. They're trying to like almost fractionalize. So you, the $1 trillion flowing into this market. And then who are your big players? Who are the people that are going to move it? These guys are one of them, so maybe I would take a look at it. Tell me what you think. If you like it, if you hate it. But we did a little AI. We did a couple seconds charting. Followed their foundation. The only thing I could think of which might hurt some of the investments is I know they're backed, would be if the US dollar collapsed. That could be an ow. But that would hurt everything anyway, so. But Ondo, love it, hate it. Let's get rid of this. Let's get rid of some of that. Jeez, I'm not going back to anything. Super tiny mode. All right, let's go back to Trace Amigos. Scene 3. Hopefully you're having a good weekend. But Ondo, if you like it, great. If you don't, hey, that's fine too. I could see it being a long-term hold, and that's why I wasn't too, it's not too late to talk about it. I think over time, this one could be a good one. Time will tell, but that's all I have for today. So I'm out. Have a great weekend.